Good afternoon. This news update is on TTT Live, Chalk City 91.1 FM, and TTT Live online on Facebook. I'm Dike Rostant. Nurses and midwives are at this time protesting at the San Fernando General Hospital. This is the third leg of a series of demonstrations throughout the health sector across the country. The nurses and midwives have taken notice that the Ministry of Education has sought the interests of teachers and are giving them stipends for work over the vacation. President of the Registered Nurses Association, Edie Stewart, says they will continue to have demonstrations at various health facilities and they will culminate on July 1 with a march from the Queen's Park Savannah to the Ministry of Health's office. Now, the Human Resource Management Association of Trinidad and Tobago, or HRMATT, is an NGO membership association, the leading voice of the human resource profession locally. It is the largest gathering of human resources professionals in Trinidad and Tobago. Celebrating the 30th anniversary, they were established to share ideas, experiences, and to engage in professional stimulation and development. Now, to date, HRMATT continues to abide by its motto to keep promoting national development through people. Now, with that motto in mind, Simone Bowen is here with us to discuss well-being from a decidedly human resource and management perspective. Good afternoon, Simone. Thank you so much for being here.
Good afternoon, Dike. Thank you so much for inviting HRMATT to have this conversation with you.
Great. Now, I want you to start off with a definition of well-being, thank you. And we're making sure to keep that HR focus squarely in our sights.
Right. So well-being, when we speak about well-being, it's usually interchanged with wellness. But well-being refers to the holistic umbrella view of the emotional and physical well-being of a person, how they feel, the overall experience of life, how they feel about life, how they feel about their work, their physical environment, their working environment, everything that impacts on their well-being.
Great. Now, I'm wondering, where does the employer factor in? What's the role of the employer in investing in an employee's well-being?
Well, well-being, research has shown that well-being impacts on productivity in an organization. So for an employer, there is an interest in ensuring that his workforce, his employees, are well, meaning physically well, emotionally well, and engaged in their work, because that impacts an organizational productivity. So, and it's a strategic approach to well-being. It's not just an ad hoc feel-good approach, but aligning well-being with the strategic objectives of the organization so that HR, IT, facilities, health and safety, management, employees, both all could come together and design a well-being initiative so that we have a healthy organization, healthy employees, and ultimately healthy revenues.
No, is there, and a chicken fire and playing devil's advocate, is there a place where aligning well-being with objectives of the company, it may take something out of that bottom line revenue for the company?
That might be the view, and small organization in particular might have that view. However, you could start with what you have, the resources that you have. You could start with a conversation, inviting employees to that conversation, letting them know that well-being is important to the organization, that this is a safe place, that it matters. We could have managers having that conversation, opening that conversation so that people could get comfortable with conversation. So initially, it doesn't have to be a financial outlay. And then we go back to planning and strategy. We could figure out how we're going to work it in, how we could create a budget for it, and what national resources, because there are national resources that you could utilize to also encourage employees to utilize those services that will help them with well-being initiatives.
And I ask that question because I've seen too often cases of people cutting the nose to spite the face. So saving some money in the short term, but further down the road, it says, no, we should have actually done differently by this person, by this individual, by this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But with that in mind, what part does mental health play in the equation of wellness, well-being, the employer and the employee?
Mental health is very important. You know, sometimes we come from the tradition of leave your problem by the gate. in reality, persons may not be able to do that, especially in these times. People have been affected financially, emotionally, persons are in grief, persons are fearful for their health in organization. There's a pandemic ongoing. So, and those things can impact on mental health. When mental health is adversely affected, that could lead to absenteeism or presenteeism. These things have a cost to the organization. So having an employer make it okay, build well-being into their policies, ultimately affects their bottom line, which means product engagement of your employee and long-term productivity.
What are some of the general work options to seek help towards well-being on a job site? And this is, yes, we have like you said, some people say, okay, leave your problems outside work and come inside and do the people job. But in terms of like you are at work, you are an employee, sometimes even an employer. What are some of the general things that are normally there from the perspective of helping employees deal with their well-being?
One thing that is generally there, that would be an employee assistance program. So that is useful for counseling of the employee. That service, some organization would outsource that service. Some organizations have um, professionals that could help, nurses or psychologists. If that is not available, then we could have posted in our organization national services that persons can use. And in addition to that, create an environment where we are checking in with people, where we are speaking to them so that they have an outlet, they feel safe. So the working environment could be a first place of a community that offers them support, in addition to the other resources that the employer would point them to.
All right, so we want to thank you so much, Simone Bowen from HRMATT. And how can people contact HRMATT? Or actually, we'll share that information at a later date. But thank you so much. We have 4 more installments of Conversations with HR. We started off on Tuesday with the president of HRMATT, Ms. Maxine Atong. So look out for that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And remember, you can join us for live coverage on TTT, Chalk City 91.1 FM, Sweet 100.1 FM, Next 99.1 FM, as well as on Facebook at TTT Live Online for all your updates. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the TTT crew, I'm Dike Rostant. Bye for now.